Well, I will tell you, I think that our energy policy, to me, is very disjointed. I'm aggravated that we, as the holder of perhaps the largest reservoir of natural resources in the world, that we are dependent upon other countries for our energy. Therefore, the American people hurt because of the price of energy, not to mention the lost opportunity with jobs. And thirdly, I think it's a security issue. So whether we're talking about drilling for oil, whether we're talking about natural gas, and in the Gulf of Mexico, particularly the Destin Dome, or whether we're talking about harvesting our timber that is rotting in national forests, or whether we're talking about the shutting down, this administration's desire to shut down coal mining in this country, and our lack of effort in pursuing nuclear energy. I think that it is very clear that this administration has no intent to give the American people their desire for energy independence. And that aggravates me. There are so many things that we could be doing. There are so many things that we could be pursuing to create jobs, to lessen the cost of energy, and to strengthen our security from people around the world, countries around the world that don't like us. And it aggravates me that it seems like in every direction, those who would like to pursue that find roadblocks. And many of those roadblocks are through, I believe, overzealous regulation, like the EPA and the FDA, that stand ready each and every day. They're well funded to stand ready every day to block us in our pursuit of those endeavors. And it is so aggravating. It's probably one of the most aggravating things I've experienced since I've been here.
So you would be a proponent of maybe building a nuclear power plant in Florida, or even drilling closer to the shore? Well, is done safely?
No, let me say this. I think on nuclear energy, I think it's clean, it's good for the environment. I mean, it doesn't harm the environment. I think that nuclear is something that we should have been doing a long time ago, but the environmentalists who clearly have their control of many on the other side of the aisle, I think they have used the 3 Mile Island incident, and they've used that as a reason not to pursue that. And then clearly the earthquake and the tsunami over in Japan, that just further adds to their argument that nuclear is bad. And so I think those are bad arguments, but I think we should be pursuing nuclear. As far as oil drilling, and that really means oil drilling in Florida is a huge issue. And I have been very clear, even prior to my run for Congress, that we have 3 components that concern me greatly. Number one, we have our tourism. Obviously, we're a drive-to destinations for so much of the country. They come to see our beaches, they come to enjoy our seafood. That must be protected in any direction we go forward. That must be considered. Secondly, we have some of the largest, most strategically placed military installations in the country, especially when it comes to our part of the area of the state up in North and Northwest Florida. Our military installations bring in over $60 billion into our economy in the state of Florida. So whatever we do regarding our ranges in the Gulf, those pursuits must make sure that our military presence is not harmed or threatened. And then thirdly, we have to consider the American family. And with the American family spending almost 10% of their family budget now on the price of gasoline, that has got to be a serious consideration going forward. So what I have said in the past, and I still stand on today, we must recognize that military mission line that divides the Gulf. I am not for drilling anywhere close to our coast, and I think that Florida has been very clear. Most of the people in Florida, they don't want that either. However, to say that because I don't want drilling close to our coast, therefore I'm against drilling, I think that I don't think that's the way to go. We have to drill. I have been to Louisiana in the last month. I have seen the way that their economy works and how they are dependent upon both seafood as well as oil drilling. It is a part of their economy. It is the way they have made their life there. And I think that we see when they cannot drill, that the American people hurt all around. We see oil rigs leaving the Gulf of Mexico. There's been 12 that have left so far. And most recently, I am terribly concerned about those oil rigs that leave the Gulf of Mexico and go to Brazil. And then I see the stance that this administration is, and boldly, and in some ways almost in an injurious way to the American people, the disregard for the American worker saying to Brazil, we want to support you, we want to help you in your pursuit of oil, and you know what? And when you get it up, what we want to do is we want to be a chief customer of yours. Well, you know what? That's not good enough for me. What I want to drill here. I want American workers to be at work. I want to make sure we have refineries, that we can make sure that we have less expensive gas at the pump, and I want to make sure that we don't depend on foreign nations who don't like us. To me, this is a no-brainer. My father would say, this is just walking around sense. This isn't hard. And so it infuriates me that it seems like our president is more interested in the success of other economies than he is the success of the American economy and providing a better future for the American worker. I find that very, very hard to, quite frankly, to digest.